All right, fellas, what's going on? So we back in the garage, and got a trip coming up, going to the Rubicon in September, and I really got to figure out a way to get this big old beast up on the back of here. So I've got a couple different ideas. Like, the easiest idea would be to, like just put it on here, put some tabs and strap it on, which I might do. Other options is like kind of building some kind of carrier for it. I do want to incorporate like a cooler situation. So when I put my cooler in, it sits up here. And that was good before the bars, but then it doesn't really want to open. And I could go with a different kind of cooler, I guess, but just kind of works. So I might, whatever I figure out with the spare, I might want to build something around or over it, and then that way I could set my cooler up on top. So I'm gonna attempt to hoist this up without killing my back. I'm gonna get this trasharoo off and then get a good hard look at things, and we'll get it figured out. So we're getting ready to get started on a tire carrier. Well, more of like a tire mount, if you will. So I've kind of gone through all the design phase in my head. I was thinking about a fold down. I was thinking about, tabs for straps. And I think I just want it to look clean like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make like a crossbar that attaches to a receiver, and then have like 3 lugs mounted, and then have like a receiver kind of thing. So let me show you what I got. So I got this, I made for a 6 lug deal. This is on a K5, my old K5 I had, so it was like a swing down thing with this attached to a piece of receiver stock. So I got this left over from something else, so we're going to use this. We're going to have the bars connect to this like across there, and then we're going to use this, but we're going to have to extend it a little bit and get rid of these lugs on there. So here we go. All right, so I got this sucker drilled out for some 5/8 big old bolts there. So the hole was big enough for 5/8. I didn't have any 9/16 bolts, well, I didn't have enough of them. So anyway, something like that. And which fits down there pretty good. So then I'm gonna clean it up, weld those bolts in, and then we got this part taken care of, and then we can start working on here. So I'm thinking about making tube come over to the receiver stock, and then tube come over to the receiver stock. May end up putting some, just a little more support in it, but that's what we're doing. And then I'm also going to work on a sliding toolbox that comes in and out right here. So I got something that just might work. Well, at least I can repurpose it, so I'll show you that when I get to it. But yeah, so I'm going to make it to where it's got a handle, it just slides out so I can get to my tools and stuff. So hell yeah. All right, here we go, bring you in, show you what we're working with. So I wanted to make a clamp that went over the tube. So you can see over here, it's a 1 5/8 that comes down. It's gonna have a clamp like that. And we're gonna build off the clamp and run a bar across to make our spare tire holder. So that's what I wanted to do. So I ended up using a piece of DOM. So it's 2-inch quarter wall DOM that I had laying around from building the links. Plenty of meat to, shave off some inside so it fit well, and then plenty of meat to weld like a nut and bolt style clamp to it, which might take a little longer, but I want it to be removable in case I want to do something else down the road. So that is basically what we got. So now I got to figure out some measurements and get going on figuring out how I want to mount this sucker. Here, so you see we got the mount secured to the wheel, and then we got this receiver stock that's pinned in, so I can remove it, pop it back in, so the tire doesn't have to move, but I can just build it while the tire's just chilling there. And you can see what it looks like up on the truck. I just like the clean look. I don't want straps and stuff. This hole's a little off center, but we got 3 freaking 5/8 bolts. It ain't going nowhere. And then yeah, so we're gonna continue on. I got these mofos pretty even, so they connect to the clamp, and then now they're gonna connect to that receiver stock. So let's see if we can make that happen. All right, so this is basically what I was going for here. So just receiver stock up in there. It is, I don't know how straight it is. It might be a little off center, but that's all right. But I just basically eyeballed everything. Basically, I made these exactly the same, and then I knew they would come up in here and be good to go. So I just got to make sure they're up the tube properly. And I wanted it to go a little bit higher rather than a little bit lower, because the bottom of the tire like sits on this tube, and I want it to just be a little bit up at that, just to make sure there's no problem. So what I think I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna put just like a little tiny bit more weld on it, put it in place, and then see how everything fits, and then we'll go ahead and burn it the rest of the way. But yeah, so that's kind of what I was looking for. And then the coolest part about it is, if I'm like, I don't want this no more, I just take it out and they're good to go. And it's hotter than shit, so I'm gonna go put it down. All right, guys, here we go. Almost the finished product. I gotta do a little bit more to it, but anyways, got 2 1/2-inch bolts through both of them. And really, like, I don't need it to do much other than to stay tight. So as long as it stays tight, it won't slide down and it won't slide up the way that the bar is positioned. So I think it'll work. Like, even if it does get loose, like, it might just slip down a little bit, but the tire rests right here. So it's gonna work out. And then the only thing that I do need to do, I've got long enough bolts through here. I just gotta figure those out. I don't know if I wanted to do, I didn't weld them because I didn't know if I wanted to do like a stud style or just have a bolt. And I think I'm gonna leave it just a bolt. I may reinforce the edge a little bit. It's kind of close, but I mean, it's 1/4-inch plate. It ain't going nowhere. Just holding the 100-pound tire on here. Might put a little, do something there. But anyways, but yeah, so I like the way that it clamps on. Shit's gonna work out. All right, so we're gonna wrap up here for this week. And at least I get you a video. But yeah, so I think it's all right. The only thing I'm gonna have to do, I need to put something here and then put something down here just so it elevates the tire just a little bit so that it doesn't hit my clamp bolt, which I sort of foreseen when I was doing it, but then I'm like, whatever. So then that way there's not gonna be any, like, it's not gonna rock and do anything. It's just gonna sit, like, once I tighten the lugs or the bolts, it's just gonna sit nice and tight up against the bar. And that's what we're looking for, right? So yeah, so came out, got to, probably gonna end up, I drilled out, I tapped like a lug nut out, drilled it out. But I might do these other ones just to have something there to just kind of keep it aligned. But, you know, it ain't gonna go nowhere once it's tight. So yeah, so that's it. And yeah, appreciate you guys rolling with me and watching. And let me know what you think of this clamp style action. I just figured, shit, I didn't want to have to make something permanent that looked dumb and then take it out later. So now it's clamped in there, and then, you know, if I don't want to run my spare, I just pull that out and we good to go. You know what I'm saying? So, or I mount my cooler there or something. So that's it. Talk to you guys next week. Take it easy.